it's me, Tiffany. Today I wanted to show you how I make General Tso Chicken. Alright, let's begin. Okay, so here are the ingredients for the homemade General Tso Chicken. We have the chicken, of course. Make sure you wash your chicken. I know people are saying not to, but definitely do. I don't know, I have to wash my chicken. Broccoli, cornstarch for the chicken, black pepper, a little bit of poultry seasoning, garlic salt, meat tenderizer, I don't know if I said salt, but salt, onion powder, and back here chili powder. Instead of using minced garlic and chili peppers, I'm using chili powder and I'm using garlic salt instead, because I know my daughter's going to be eating off my plate and I would just rather her have the taste of it rather than the actual pieces. So the sauce or seasonings or sauces: rice vinegar, hoisin sauce, and soy sauce. And then we have this lovely rice, Success Boil and Bag Jasmine rice. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so in the cornstarch, this is what we're going to batter or flour the chicken with. In the cornstarch, the seasonings I'm going to put in it are salt. Where's the pepper? I'll put a little bit of onion powder if there's any left. Not much coming out, but it's in there, definitely the taste. Meat tenderizer, and a little bit of poultry seasoning. Okay, and this is, I'm gonna go ahead and stir this in. You won't really notice much of a taste. It'll just be a slight bit of flavor and seasoning. Okay, I've battered the chicken with the cornstarch and the seasonings. So now we can go fry it. Okay, here is the oil. I cooked something earlier and I used a little bit of oil, so I'm just going to reuse it and add some more. I'm using canola oil, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more. Okay, so got the oil nice and hot. You want to make sure it's at a good temperature, and that way your chicken is crispy. Okay, so let's go ahead and add it. So I went ahead and flipped it on the other side. I let it cook for about a minute, and then I flipped it. And the reason why I only did a minute is because I'm going to flip it probably a couple more times, just to make sure it's cooked all the way through. Alright, I'm going for another flip. And as you can see, it's starting to get that crispy layer on there. Some of them have that crispy brown look coming. Some of them are still letting out some of those raw juices. Okay, I always flip it too much, and so I would suggest not flipping it too much, because then it just gets a little crumbly. I just do it just because I'm so paranoid that the chicken isn't going to be cooked. But I would suggest just waiting it out and letting it cook fairly on both sides, and maybe flip it a couple times. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start draining it. I got this here with the paper towels to drain the grease. Okay, look at that. actually have some more chicken to fry, so I'm going to go ahead and fry that up. The grease is still hot. Okay, and the same thing, let this cook on both sides. Maybe possibly 1 to 2 minutes on one side, flip 1 to 2 minutes on the other side. And if you're like me, you can just keep on flipping. But I do advise not to do that because it just makes everything too crumbly and it takes away from the crispy layer of batter. Okay, here's the chicken all fried up. It'll get its pretty look once you add the sauce. But yeah, this is it. Of course, if you want to add more batter, you can do that. You could probably egg wash the chicken first to get more of a stick of the batter, because like mine, it's not really sticky. Also, I forgot to mention the type of chicken I used. I used chicken thighs. Chicken thighs have more tenderness to them than a chicken breast. Okay, now we're gonna make the sauce that goes on the chicken. So normally, if you make it, you may make a smaller portion, but I'm making a bigger portion, so my measurements are going to be different. Normally you do about 3 teaspoons of the hoisin sauce, 3 teaspoons of the soy sauce, about 2 teaspoons of the rice vinegar, 1/4 cup of water, and for the sugar, about 3 tablespoons. But again, my measurements are going to be different. And also too, I don't really measure. I kind of just freeball it and just test as I go along and just keep adding what I think it needs more of. So I'm going to go ahead and add the water. This is the soy sauce. I'll probably definitely need a little bit more soy sauce. And this is that weird word, hoisin, whatever. Definitely gonna need some more of that. Rice vinegar and sugar. You want to make sure you mix it really good before you start cooking it. That way some pieces don't get cooked. So I'll try to mix it a little bit first. So I went ahead and added some more stuff because I already know it's going to need some more. I added some more hoisin sauce, more rice vinegar, and more soy sauce. And I'll probably have to add some more sugar because I like for it to be more on the sweet side. Okay, and now that it's heating up, I am going to add the seasonings and also some cornstarch. This is going to thicken it up, and I'm only going to do like maybe 1 tablespoon. And you might want to add that before rather than later. Alright, and this is garlic salt, and remember I'm doing the garlic salt in place of minced garlic, and I'm going to add chili powder, and the chili powder is in place of the red chili peppers or red chili pepper flakes. You could do either one of those. Mix. Alright, it's mixing up. I probably should have added the cornstarch and the other ingredients first before putting it on, because you can see the cornstarch lumping. But if you notice, when you get General Tso Chicken from Chinese restaurants, you have pieces like this, and that's probably exactly what it is. mix it. It's starting to bubble. And make sure it's not too high. You want it at a good temperature, but not too high. The aroma of all of the sauces and the seasonings smells so good. Just keep mixing. Okay, and as I said before, I add as I go. It's got too much of a kick. I don't want to make my daughter freak out because it's hot or spicy. So I add a little bit more sugar. To kind of take that zing of the spiciness away. It's not spicy, but I just don't want it to be too more spicy than it is anything else. And also, I just like mine on the sweeter side. And it's actually perfect. I like it at this taste and this consistency, so I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken. Okay, and while the chicken and the sauce is marinating and getting all good and delicious, I'm actually going to move this to the back eye and go ahead and start on the other two things. Okay, in this pot, I'm going to put the rice. I'm going to do 2 bags. I normally wait for it to boil a little bit longer and actually be a full bubble, but it's taking forever, I guess because I'm watching. So yeah, I'm going to add the 2, and all you do is just wait for those to finish. The other 2 things, the chicken and the rice is going, I'm going to go ahead and do the broccoli. I've got butter in here, melting real good. And I'm just gonna add the broccoli. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. That and once it starts to mix really good, I'll put aluminum foil on top so that it has a steamed taste. Okay, rice is boiling up pretty nicely. We'll let this cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. That's what the box says, but again, I kind of just know I've cooked it for so long, bagged rice. Yeah, and so I'll give it a couple more minutes because I like mine a little firm and not too soft. And then we'll take it out. Also, with my General Tso chicken, I like to eat it with white rice. But if you want, you could fry your rice. That will make it even tastier. But I just prefer white rice. Okay, so let's look at the chicken. It's cooking up nice. It smells so good. So that's done. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the eye off for that. And our rice is almost done. And our broccoli is looking good. We're almost done, guys. Okay, the rice is done. I'm going to drain it. I put it on paper towels or normally like a towel or something that I use in the kitchen to drain it. all of that water. This saves time on cooking rice because that rice that's not in the bag takes much longer, but this is quicker. And you can use any rice, but when I'm making dishes like this, that's like dishes like General Tso Chicken, I will use the boil in bag, success boil in bag jasmine rice. And like I said, I like white rice. So we're gonna drain this and open it. Okay, the rice is done back there. The chicken is done, and the broccoli is done. So now we are going to plate and eat. Yay! Let's clean this plate up a little bit. Presentation is everything, for me anyway. There you have it, General Tso Chicken with white rice and steamed broccoli. I also have this cool thing I got from Panda Express. It's chopsticks with a fork at the end, so I'm going to use this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.